because I've stuffed up and only just started recording, we're going to start this again for our lovely viewers at home. Now, we were talking about the Croxton and how your wonderful band is going to be playing there. Now, we just established that you guys had recently, that your first gig there was playing with the beautifully named Tropical Fuckstorm. What was more fun, playing the show or showing the bill poster to your parents and being like, hey, Mum, look at this bill poster that I'm on. Look at this top band.
My parents couldn't give a fuck, honestly. Like, they'd just be like, I think they kind of get it when you say stuff like, oh, we got on the ARIA charts or something like that. They'll be like, oh, that's great, darling, well done. But like me playing with some other rock band in Melbourne, they'll be like, great, did you have fun? It was pretty fun. But yeah, the Croxton's great. We were lucky enough to play a headline show there earlier this year as well, which was really, really fun. It's a great venue.
So let's drill into the Croxton a bit. So what do you think sets it apart, or what do you think makes it unique?
I think it's in a really good spot in Melbourne because it's got a lot of foot traffic, and they put these really incredible posters outside with everyone's faces on them, which is great. And I think that just in terms of like the size of the venue, it feels really intimate, but you can still fit a lot of people in there. And the owners are real music lovers, or the people who book the Bandroom love music so much, and in the music industry as well. So I think as a band, you know that you're going to have everything you need to have a great night. Nothing's going to be left out. And then because it's got a pub vibe still, the punters are pretty loosey-goosey, which is really fun as well.
And it's a nice feeling, isn't it? They feel totally different, like some big, kind of amphitheater venue, and then just your local pub, which still, with a sticky floor and all this kind of wonderful stuff.
Yeah, but that happens to fit like 900 people in it. It's awesome. Yeah. It's a really good, like fairly large venue with an intimate feel.
Yeah. So, mate, let's talk about crime in Australia. For starters, what inspired the title?
When we were writing it, we felt like half of the first kind of batch of songs really felt like a 1980s like Australiana crime series. And we just decided to lean into that with the rest of the album as well. We sort of, whenever we start writing a new record, we have kind of a vibe of what it's going to be like. But then I'd say like 3 or 4 songs in, we're like, oh, okay, this is the vibe. And that's when we normally name it, so that we can kind of like conceptualize like the rest of the record and what it needs to kind of like fit into that concept.
Kirsty, you know what we need? We need another gang war. Stay with me. Where I'm going with this is, I listened to it and I had Underbelly vibes. And
cool.
That, the first season of Underbelly started in the 90s. And of course, they were using Spiderbait and all these great tracks. And I was thinking, look, man, if the Melbourne Gang War 2.0 kicks off now in 20 years, in 10, 20 years, when they make a new Underbelly, it's going to be party dozen, baby.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I was funny. There's this Sydney band called Kemi Cautious and the Wrestlers, and I ran into them the other day. They're a great young band, and they were saying, Will from the band was saying that he's just watching Underbelly for the first time because they're a bit younger. Yeah. And I was like, wow, that's such a cool feeling to watch, like such a great Australian TV show for the first time. Yeah.
I will go a bit further with that. So I grew up in Tassie and I moved to Melbourne, to Glenroy. I spent 3 years there before I joined the army. So this was around 2010, 2011 when we moved up. And I was obsessed with the first season of Underbelly. And then I realized, holy crap, I'm in the city. And I went and I saw I went and visited some of these actual locations and was like,
yeah, cool.
Oh my God, this is the footy park where the Morans.
Yeah.
Mate,
That's
what
cool.
were the so when you're making crimes in Australia, pardon me, what number album is this for you? Is it four?
That was a fourth, yeah.
Excellent. That's a lucky guess. Um,
Mm.
so what were the biggest challenges in creating it?
Um, I guess being an instrumental band, it's just like coming up with new musical ideas because you can't rely on lyrics to, be like, this song's about this, and it's obvious
Mm,
because the lyrics are like this. So we've kind of got to like just constantly search for like new samples and new sounds and we write like a lot of guitar and bass and keys parts and then Jono controls them in the live show on a sampler.
mm,
Uh, but it's always sort of like finding that new sound that makes us excited to make another record
mm.
and then another nine of them because you got to keep on going and going. But yeah, so that's sort of the challenging thing about the band, but it's really fun. Like it's a really fun band, and I think at the moment, every record we're just like, let's just make this more fun than the last
Mm.
one, and maybe at some point we'll get over that and we'll just make another noise record. But for now, we're just really enjoying like songs that you can like bop along to and dance to
Mm.
and like rock out to.
Do the limitations ever frustrate? Correct. Let me articulate that better. So, obviously having only two instruments, having less ingredients, I would say, in cooking and music. Um, do you ever find it frustrating, like not having vocals? Do you ever hitting a line and just thinking, "Fuck, I wish we had a singer for this bit, just for this bit"? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I do sing into the bell a little bit
Mm.
with my because the
Oh, really?
mic's there. Yeah. So that's sort of taken care of by that. And then the one time that we wanted like real vocals on something, we wanted Nick Cave's vocals, and then we just asked him and he did it for us. So that was
Oh.
exciting.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how shit scared were you asking anything of Nick Cave?
I didn't think I'd get a reply, so not scared at all, to be honest with you.
Yes, I have, I
Like
have no idea why,
he
but he
said
intimidates me. Uh,
he said he gets those every day. So like,
yeah,
like he never says yes to it.
interesting.
But something it was just the right, it was the right combination of things happening where he wasn't touring because it was COVID time. He was spending a lot of time in the studio. Our manager got through to him through like a kind of like person that knew a
Hmm.
person, and then he liked the song. I guess that's the most important thing. And was going into the studio that day anyway, so he just gave it a. He was like, "I'll do what I'm thinking, and you can take it or leave it."
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, compared to the process of creating the previous three albums, I mean, was there any difference? Was this easier? Was it harder?
I think in some ways musically it was easier because we just came up with a lot of stuff a lot pretty quickly. For me, I was studying at the time, doing a degree, and we were touring, and we were writing the record, so it was like pretty busy time for me. And we've started writing our next record, and I'm definitely conscious of like taking our time and like making sure that like we have lives outside of just party dozen. Because you need to feel like you're not just doing it to get it done, if that makes
Mm,
sense. Like
yeah.
we really love this project, and we're so happy that we can play the shows that we are playing because we've never expected that to happen because it's a
Mm,
pretty oddball project. Um, but I think for us, it's really important that it's like that the music comes first and that like we have a good time writing the music and that our relationship is like stays really strong and we're still friends at the end of it because a lot of bands don't think about that and then they wonder why
mm.
it all turns pear shaped. You got to love each other.
You really do. And yeah, I've had some obviously really interesting conversations with some musicians, a lot of whom have gone through some members, because their band might have been around since the 90s. Had a great chat with Paige Hamilton from Helmet. Now, obviously,
Mm.
he is the only remaining member of the band, and he's in his early 60s now. But he's had a lot of members coming and going, and he was saying it's like a divorce. You know,
Yeah, it would be. It would be.
yeah. No, I'm glad that you're taking care of your
Yeah, yeah,
relationship
yeah,
together,
yeah.
your professional relationship. It's nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh. So, mate, what are you most looking forward to getting accomplished this year? Well, in what we have left of this year.
We've got some stuff on the calendar. So obviously this Croxton show is going to be so much fun.
Mm,
Because it's a lot of friends playing as well. So I think it's going to be a really fun party.
mm,
Um, we're also doing a little bit of touring. We're going to New Zealand and going back to the UK.
mm.
But mostly I think I just want to really get through a big chunk of this next record so that we can, keep it going, keep touring next year. And yeah.
Uh, how many tracks would you say you've got down? Or ideas in?
Uh, we've got we've got 5 tracks sort of demoed out. It's about half the record, and slowly sort of recording those properly.
Mhm.
So yeah, I reckon maybe by the end of January we'll be in some kind of shape.
Yeah, beautiful. Mate,
Yeah.
it was lovely to meet you, and it was lovely to share. I'm both embarrassed and also find it quite hilarious that the first time I forget to hit record was with you after 5 years doing this. So
That's
love it.
all good. That's all
And
right.
yeah, mate, be good to yourself.
Yeah,
Well
we'll
done
do.
on the album, and yeah, enjoy the Croxton show.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.